I am an unmarried spiritual practitioner, even have never been in love, have no relationship with anyone of the opposite sex, and have no sexual experience at all. I am a spiritual practitioner cultivating the body as a child. Basically, I don't know how to deal with those issues of lust. Even at the time of doing the service of celestial I proclaim that I will never answer such questions and won't abuse my celestial eyes to look at those affairs. I have long said that I will not reply this type of letters. There are as many as 40 to 50 letters from all over the world every day. I spend all my meager manuscript fees on the air postage for the reply and still can't handle it. It is impossible not to reply to the decent and urgent letters. As for those ghost fighting letters, I will never reply and will directly throw them all into the trash can. In fact, the lust between men and women should be pondered and handled by the parties themselves, and no one else can help. The letters I ever replied were nothing more than saying this and asked them to have few desires and be clean in mind, and to read more Buddhist scriptures. As for those few spiritual practitioners who are not devout in the right way, I would like to advise them to take the previous sages as a model, to learn their ascetic cultivations and be busier yourself. Spiritual practitioners wake up before dawn, do morning classes, recite the sutras, chant Buddha while walking for a period of burning a stick of incense, clean, do temple chores, study Buddhist essays, and crops. In addition, the monks in the past had to carry water, grind rice, shoulder feces, water vegetables, wash clothes, hoe soil, cut grass, chop wood. Even in the current monastery, there are unfinished works, undone jobs, unread scriptures. They have been busy till late at night, exercising their muscles and purifying their minds. They are too busy to think randomly. If people's minds do not settle down in the right way, I am afraid they are too idle. The so-called those who are well fed and well clad are inclined to be lustful. Regardless of the monastics or lay persons, they must abstain from this. Since I was a child, I have never had a day off. Every day I have been busy from early morning to late at night. When lying in bed, I fall asleep. And I get up immediately when at dawn, busy in this and that. Don't think that I lead a slothful life in a condo of a foreign country. As a matter of fact, I do everything personally. I cut grass, trim tree, hoe soil, plant vegetables, repair houses, paint houses, wash clothes, wash carpets, wash curtains, wash quilts and felts, vacuum, clean, wash dishes, buy vegetables, chop wood, shovel snow, cook rice, entertain visitors, play the piano, write Buddhist songs, write Buddhist articles, write short essays for nearly 10 publications, and write novels. I study the sutras, go to the library, answer the phone, watch TV news and programs, research new knowledge of science, and worship Buddha, daily worship Buddha and recite sutra, and regularly lead the public to worship Buddha, reply letters, and take care of my mother's daily life, diagnose the sickness for people. I don't have time at all, and I'm too busy to think randomly or be vexed. Nonetheless, I don't consider this kind of life as suffering. On the contrary, I am very content and full of Dharma joy, and I am unhappy only when I receive letters that ask about lust. Am I afraid of facing the issue of lust? Not at all. Westerners have various indecent scenes on TV. I am always unmoved and turn a blind eye to it. Sometimes, I cannot help laughing. Why? Because I feel that those people are pathetic. They are swirling and flowing in the sea of desire from birth to death. For the sake of instant joy, they got lifelong illnesses, trouble, bound by sentiments, and restrained by lust. The world is so vast, the universe is so long established. Boundless truths are waiting for you to be pursued, but people focus their eyes on the human body within a few inches. They do not pursue eternal truths but seek endless suffering. Young people at home had better not to read so-called love literary novels, pornographic films or publications. Do you think I am a hypocrite? I am not. It's just that my vision is farther than the ordinary people. I know that lust is the most deceptive form of materiality, and it's an elusive feeling that deceives yourself. My aspiration rests in the vast theory of Buddhism and the boundless universe. I know that to explore eternal Buddha nature is the greatest happiness. I can't compare with the ancient and modern bodhisattvas or great virtue ones. But I know the heavy responsibility on my shoulders. And there's infinite Buddha light shining on me. I have never thought of secular sensuality or passion. A spiritual practitioner, whoever is a monastic or at home, must first learn to cut off love. The word love refers to the love of greed rather than the love of family relationships or the love for human beings or the affection for other sentient beings. The way to cut off love is to bring forth the resolve for showing compassion, purify the selfishness of love with great compassion. Clean your mind with the help of asceticism, precepts, and the sutras. This is my personal comprehension. I have no accomplishment in learning Buddhism, but I'm confident that I'm qualified for purifying the mind and detaching desires. I have been cultivating asceticism for 5 generations. Now I'm cultivating for the 6th generation. It is like a person who drinks water in cold weather, only he knows whether it is cold or hot. I know that I will continue to practice in this way. My parents have put pressure on me to get married for many years but in vain. Back then, when I was in my home country, I was a teen or in my 20s. Although I was never a handsome guy but was young, and I never had an affair with a female. I've been in Canada for 20 years, during my prime of life. The trend of social obscenity is opening up. I am still immovable and not defiled. Do you say I practice remarkably well? I dare not say so. I just feel that lust is boring. Just imagine that I can see through the human body like X-ray at any time. The beauty and the handsome guy in the visions of others, what I see is a transparent moving skeleton. For example, internal organs, bones, nervous system, blood vessels, blood, urine and excrement in the intestines, indigested food like pig soup in the stomach. The sputum is in the windpipe. Deep in 2 large eye sockets are black holes, 2 rows of rotten teeth on top and bottom, a hollow nostril hole. The rancidity has already spread, it is the smell of manure, the smell of bacteria. Is it beautiful? Is it sexy? In my view, people's bodies are like this, and my own stinky body looks the same. Honestly, I have no appetite for this. No matter if he is a handsome guy, I only see a moving skeleton. No matter if she is a pretty woman, I only see a transparent medical anatomical model. I don't understand why there are so many people, even spiritual practitioners, are obsessed with materiality and appearance. Please read more Buddha Sutras. The Buddha Sutras teach people to practice impurity visualizing, which is an excellent method to purify yourself and free from lust. Why don't people seek blessings on their own, but corrupt and bring vexation on themselves? When people fall in love, both parties put on masks and talk sweetly to strive for the dream lovers. On the one hand, they beautify each other in fantasy. In fact, both sides closed their eyes to pursue their dream lovers. They deceived themselves, and they fell in love with illusion. After having developed the relationship beyond friendship, they regret and hate, obsess and love. Then they get married and lead a cat and dog life. These monotonous themes are endless to write in literary fiction. And these formulaic stories are endless to act in movies, for which I have the least appetite. Writing about sentiments and lust and any bold shots are nothing more than disgusting animal instinct of exposing. A person who is deeply soaked in Buddhism and goes deep into the scriptures and practiced asceticism will not be obsessed with lust. If you are dedicated to leaning Dharma, often practice asceticism in order to pursue the immortal Tathata, the ultimate inexpressible nature of all things. Vow to practice multiple deeds of the six paramita, and be compassionate. You will naturally be empty even though you see the material, seeing material as non-material, seeing form as formless. Thus, you are capable of being a spiritual practitioner. If you see the form and your mind resides in form, see the appearance and your mind resides in appearance, still cannot avoid that, then you have to determine to work hard. Otherwise, you must make up your mind to be a good wife and mother or a strict father and a filial son. Besides, doing a more secular job to carry forward Buddhism is also a good thing. Why bother to stay in the temple and struggle with your spirit and flesh? Even those who practice at home should take the truth of Buddhism as their lofty ambition, regard the country and society as the priority, contribute their own strength, and become a far-sighted and broad-minded person. Naturally, they will not shrink and confine themselves to the narrow prison of lust. Why need they ask others for advice? These problems must be solved by individuals. No one can help. Whether you are a monastic or a lay person, you have to cultivate on your own. There is no shortcut for practice, and no luck either. Let's all read more Buddhist scriptures and learn more about the deeds of purity. Let's pursue the nature of Dharma.